on, everyone? It's Andrew here, back with Car Mechanic Simulator 2021. What we're doing today is I put out a poll about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago. Out of 5 vehicles, what would people want to see me build? Well, the R35 got first. And then random, not random, but my subscribers then chose different vehicles that I had along the way. Well, today we're going to be working on the Supra, is what we're going to be doing. So, however, we're not here for that. I have, we'll say, a new shop truck I'm going to be building, and I need a motor for it. Because the shop truck I have now, I have someone coming to purchase it, so we need to get ourselves a motor for the new truck, so we can start possibly using that. So let's hop on into the cellular vintage cars at the car auction, and right off the hop, potential motor, potential not motor. Well, that sucks. Although, could spend, what's it worth? Could spend 30 grand, put a little bit of effort into this, but what's the point? I can just pull the motor out of the truck we have and build another one for almost the same amount of money. So, I think this one's going to be off the list. So, anywho, let's head on back to the shop here, and I'll show you what we're going to be selling and what we're going to be working on. This is my truck that's going to be going up, or that's actually been up for sale, and somebody's coming to purchase it today. So, the beauty of this truck is I never restored it. Yeah, I put wheels on it, and I did a few improvements under the hood. Not much, it's still bone stock bottom end, bone stock internals. I haven't taken the head covers off, nothing. All I've done is exhaust, plug wires, coils, fuel rails, intake, throttle body. Even the alternator is still OEM, original. So the beauty of this truck is it's 0 miles. And why? Because I actually bought this one from the salon. So somebody should be coming today with a little bit of money. The offer was 130. That's what they should be giving me for it. I mean, overall, it's a beautiful truck. These wheels really look good on it. But what we're going to be building for a shop truck is the Ram 3500. I need a 1-ton. And this one here sits a little bit lower, so it's a little easier for me to work on. I'm a short guy, you know what I mean? So, but that's what I was saying, is we need another motor for this thing. But that's in a future plan of some sort. What we're going to be working on, as I said earlier, is the Supra. Alright, take a look at her. She's got all 4 wheels. This is the upgraded version. It does have 115,000 miles on it, but when I'm done with it, it's going to have 0 miles, more or less. So, without further ado, let's get ahead here and start stripping all the parts off. With the bumper, driver's side fender, the trunk, or hatch I should say, and I think that's it for the body. That's pretty simple. Oh, wait, got tail light. There we go. Now we're going to put this up in the air, get that motor pulled out of it. Alright, let's move this over to the car lift bay. Move over here, let's grab a handy dandy little welder, put that over car lift B2. I don't think we have an oil pan on it. No, because I think this car came from the junkyard. Yes, it did. Sweet. So, hello. Being a little stubborn. Let's get the drive shaft off. Of course, now gotta spray some bolts. Wouldn't be right if we didn't. Not bad. 2 out of 8. Not bad, I have to say. Let's get this gearbox off. Now, one might say that I'm doing a color, and I'm actually doing 2 firsts here. 1, the color I'm choosing for it, and 2, the wheels. The ribbons I'm using for this, I've never used on any other vehicle before. So, kind of excited to see. Well, I already know what it looks like. But, you know. And now we're going to go put the motor. I can't do that yet. I cannot do that yet. Alright, first we need to choose the motor, which we already know what we're using. We're using the turbo. Right here, twin turbski. So let's go ahead and put our block on. Block on, man. Ooh, look at that. Nice and shiny black. It's all chromey. Chrome. Alright, now that we got that there. Anything under here? Yeah, we got an airbox to get rid of. We got, ooh, we got a bunch of goodies under here. I wonder if any of them are repairable. I do not know. But I'm sure we will eventually find out here. Now we're going to get the relay C out of the way. Screwing the hands down just a bit. We're going to get these 3 B fuses out of the way. Be gone, fuses, be gone. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to put this block up in the air. I'll figure out the interior. But, you know, tomato. And, yeah. Now we're going to run this. Take these wheels off. Alright, let's get the drive axle out for the rear. Let's get the wheel bearing. It doesn't need to be there. The caliper? Nah, we don't want that either. We got all brand new, spanking new stuff for this. New exhaust, new body panels, new everything. We're going all out with this car. She's going to be spectacular, I'm hoping, when it is finished. Alright, I'm going to get the lower front arm out. Don't need to be there. Goodbye. Get the side arm out. Well, maybe we should take the bushing out first. What do you all think? That might become quite handy dandy. There we go. Now we can get this arm out of the way. Free up a little bit more space for us, because it looks a little cramped under here, doesn't it? They really jam-packed and rammed everything in here. Come on, spring, get in there. Yeah, stuff like that. I mean, it's not overall too bad. I mean, all the bolts are coming out easier than vehicles that have less miles. You know, vehicles that have 55,000 miles, for instance. You know, they don't tend to come out that easily. Let's get this exhaust pipe out of the way. All right, I'm gonna get this bigger bushing. We're gonna get that going. All right, let's get the rear passenger side cross member bigger bushing out of the way. And let's jump our way over to the driver's side. Or in the words of Bicycle Garage, the drinkers, or the driver's side, the other side was drinker's side. I guess that would have been correct. Yeah? Something like that. I don't know. Can't remember. That's a funny guy though. That's a good show, that one. Alright, we can get the rest of these parts out. Maybe we should get the wheel off too. That sometimes might help. Periodically. Alright, we got that out of the way. Now, let's get the center drive axle. Bye. Change the wheel bearing. Get the side arm bigger bushing going. Get the side arm out of our way. We don't want it here no more. Not yet. We got new ones coming. So, well, they're already here. Already got them and painted them. They're going to make all pretty. And now we're going to do this. Let's get this rotor out of the way. Let's get this wheel hub going. There we got zip. Perfect. It's almost like an impact, like electric or something. Oh, is there an air compressor in here? Good question. I really don't know. I don't see one. I'm sure there is hidden somewhere. Maybe it's in that door going to the office. I don't know. Get the front lower arm out of the way. After you spray it, of course. Alright, now we can get these rear knuckle housing out. Okay, maybe we can't do that just yet. Maybe we should get this rear sway bar end link out of the way. That sometimes might help. Let's get the sway bars on. It's in the way, you know. We just gotta get it out. You know. Find something else to put it there. You know what I mean? Get this last bigger bushing out of the way. Let's get the cross member going. Beautiful. Run our way up here to the front. Let's get these wheels out of the way. Alright, perfect. Let's get the center cap out of the way. Perfect. Now we're going to do the bearing. And then we're going to do the caliper. Beautiful. And we get this out. This gone. This out of the way too. Perfect. Now we're going to get that. And now we're going to get the front sway bar and link A gone. Let's get this coil spring strut assembly thing going on out here. There we go. Perfect. We get the outer tie rod. Beautiful. Inner tie rod. Lower control arm. We gotta spray that one bolt. We always gotta spray at least one. Now let's get the steering knuckle hose or steering knuckle D out of the way. Let's get this B bushing up front on the passenger or driver's side. Looks like it's right-hand drive or something. I'd really love to be a right-hand drive Supra in here, but you know, we're dealing with what we gotta deal with. You know. All right, now we're gonna get this wheel out of the way. It doesn't need to be here anymore. That's all new stuff. No. There we go. Alright, now we're going to get this sway bar A and link out of the way. What do we think? Goodbye. Alright, now we're going to get... Ooh, we got a tough upper bolt. Alright, perfect. Let's get this other tie rod. Bye-bye. Alright, not yet. Bye-bye. Inner tie rod, U2. Scram. Sway bar, bye. Steering rack, U2. Don't need you here no more. Alright, let's get this caliper out of the way before we take the control arm off. The brake pads, the rotor. We will be running carbon ceramic rotors on this. And slicks on all four corners. Whew, don't do that too often anymore. Alright, I think we're ready to take the lower control arm out of the way. There we go. And we take the steering knuckle D out. Get this last bigger bushing out of the way. Perfect. Get all that stuff going. Gone. Okay, I think we're ready now to drop it down. Yank out this interior. I'm pretty sure I got all new interior for it. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Alright. It's looking pretty snazzy. Snazzy-wazzy. No, we don't want to move it. We want to use it for $1,600. And 1,600. Ooh, look at that. It's not bad looking green. I'm not a fanatic of green, but green with the white stripes. Alright, well, I guess I'll put this back since we're working right here anyway. So, I'll put this back as well. I'll take this, run this over to the paint shop. And now we're going to put our interior in it. We got the rear seat, the front passenger, yep, driver's side, and now the steering wheel. Oh yeah. Look at that. Almost looks like it's meant to be. See, the clock's working with no battery in the car. All the electricals are working with no battery in the car. Fancy. Must have some stored energy somewhere. All right, let's put the passenger side door on. Driver's side glass goes in here. Door. Put that glass in. Now we're going to leave the mirror off. Fender on. Bumper. We're going to go back to doing this again. There we go. I think we even got license plates for it too. Yeah, we do. Boom, look at that. 93 Supra. Woo-wee. Alright, let's put the headlights on. Aftermarket. Of course. Let's put the glass in. Windshield in. Door glass. Rear glass. Let's put the upgraded trunk on. I'm going to put that in. Put our taillights in. See, we're even going with that style too. I feel like going back to original for the most part. There we go. I'm going to put this taillight in. And I'm pretty sure we're ready for some color. But first things first, we're going to have to prime the thing. Why? Because, well, you know, we want it to be nice and smooth. So, Alright, take this clear coat all the way down. I'm going to make a little bit of a primer situation for us. Alright, well, that's looking pretty primery to me. How about y'all? Drop this down just a little bit. And we're going to hit it with some color. Not bad, not bad. Okay, takes it all down, you know, gets rid of all this roughness that was on here. You know, brings it all even. Nice, nice. Alright, y'all ready for this? Y'all ready? Boom, look at that. Doesn't that look nice? Alright, now what do we got for graphics? Got some black stripes, which I think is actually going to be the ones that we use. We've got white ones, orangey, maybe these ones. That's kind of almost like a ghosty color. Ghosty. Do that too, but I think there might be too much black on the sides and the rear. White, I'll do that. I don't know. But for now, I think what we're going to do, look at that, eh? Completely covers it up. Huh. I think we're going to use the white stripes. The white stripes is what we're going to use. No, the black ones, that's right. I just don't like how it covers it up completely on the bottom. Strange. Alright, there it should be. At least it covers up the rear bumper the same though. Plus the stripes, that's nice how they do the wing like that. Alright, we move this over to the test path area. So that then we can actually do the hood and such. We'll let that sit there and bake in the sun for a bit. Alright, let me come over here. And then, well, now the cat's out of the bag, you guys know what color we're doing. Alright, now we're going to go choose this color, but we're going to come over here and do the black stripes. I don't like that line on it though. That just doesn't look right. Is it me, or is that line like all wiggly woggly? Huh. Alright, well, we'll paint this up. Not really, but, you know, we will. Actually, let's try that. No, we're going to go back to this. I thought there was more of a... Hey, mother trucker. It's not the color we chose this one. Trying to screw me up there. Alright, well, that was kind of a waste of a hood. Waste of an opportunity, if I do say so myself. But the mirrors, on the other hand, are going to be different. We're going to do black mirrors. There we go, just like that. I think that color combination with what we're doing on the car itself, just enough pizzazz. We'll see. Right now, actually. Alright, let's put the mirror on. Boom. Let's put the hood on. Boom. Put the other mirror on. Boom. Yeah, I think that works. Actually, doesn't look too bad, I have to say. Alright, let's back over car lift. Yeah, let's go car lift A now. Look at that. It's got a nice little sheen to it. We're going to put that up. We're going to start putting our suspension on. I think maybe before we do that, I think we're going to build the motor. Get that all ready to go. Because this is what takes the longest for the most part. Especially when I have everything already together. Like the wheels, the front coilovers, or front struts I should say. Yeah, I basically have all that stuff already put together, so there's just a lot more moving parts to this than there is that. So I think we're pretty much done with the crank caps. Let's put the piston rings in, of course. We gotta go aftermarket. Wouldn't have it any other way. There we go. Now we're not doing no sadistic paint job or, you know, like any real dark demonic colors on this car. I skipped the piston. I skipped number 5. That's no cool. That's a no bueno situation. Alright, I'm going to put the oil filter on. There we go. Now I'm going to put the road caps. Got a couple of these. Couple of these, couple of those, you know how it goes. Perfect. Beautiful. Alright, let's put, I think we got one left after this one, and we can put the old pan on. You guys can see what the color actually looks together with the black. You ready? You ready? Ready? There we go. Oh yeah, look at that. Ooh, that looks good, good, good. Steering pump, black of course. Alternator, chrome. You know, can't paint that, so that's the way that stays. Switch around to the back side here. Let's put the flywheel, the clutch plate, the pressure plate. I screwed the words up on that one. Alright, now we're going to put the release bearing on. Beautiful. Swing this motor back around. Ooh, cover your ears. Hurts a little bit. Actually, I don't think that looks too bad, I might have to say. Good, good, good. I'm glad it all goes together. And then we're going to put the head on. Oh yeah. Wow, it actually matches. Huh, not very often that happens. After 1,700 million bolts later, we can, start putting other stuff on. Have a sip of my Pepsi. Now we're going to put the spark plugs in. Perfect. Seems to be a 6-cylinder leak here. First the V6, and now this. Huh. Weird, isn't it? There we go. I'm going to put the coils on. I wish I could paint these. I know I say it almost every time I use them, but it just makes sense, because look. Although I guess it kind of does match the red that's inside the head. Maybe, yeah, could be, yeah. Alright, I put the old cam shafts in. Got one there. And 1,400 cam caps to go along with it. Gotta make sure these cams don't jump around. And we're going to start in the center this time. Prevent them from warping, I guess you could say. Taking them out of shape. I'm going to put this one on right. Come on. There we go. Sometimes a little stubborn, sometimes. Not very often, but sometimes they are. Alright, now we're going to put this one on right here. And now we're going to do this one. Basically working from the center outwards. Alright, now we're going to put this one on right here. Actually, no. Let's do the fronter-ish one right there. And we do the rear on this side. Perfect. And now we're going to do... Uh-oh, missing one. I'm missing one here. No, we're not. We're going to put this one on there. We're going to put this one on right here. Perfection. And then we're going to do down here in the front. And then back here in the rear. And reverse the process for the bottom one here. Well, this will be the passenger side. This would be like a 2JZ, if I had to guess. If I had to guess, man. That's what I think she'd be. Alright. Engine head cover B. Now, I went with the head covers to match kind of the head itself. Normally I don't do that, but because if you would have seen what the plastic pieces on the motor look like, you'd understand why. They turned out like baby poop brown. Like it did not look good at all. If we could have painted that, that would have been pretty sweet. Alright, now you understand. It's going to be, got this one, put the coil covers on, beautiful. Had that beautiful color there. Now we can put the exhaust manifold on. Third screw ready. Now we're going to put the turbos on. Twin third screw. And we put the water pump pulley on. Beautiful. Put the idler B on. And then we put the front timing cover on. There we go. Alright, now we can put another idler B on. Beautiful. Put the I4 crank pulley on. We'll put the belt on. Belt tension up. And now the fan. There we go. That's I only wish the plastic colors looked like this, but they didn't. They were oof. Another oof. Alright, now I'm gonna put this on here, the fuel rail. Put the throttle body on. I mean, this color actually pretty much matches on every part, which is kind of nice, actually. Now I see what it looks like here. I'm kind of excited about what it's going to look like on the car itself. And yeah, it's painted, but I mean, like, all the suspension components that I did. Alright, motor's built. Let's go build ourselves a car. We'll start on the passenger side rear. First, we're going to put the fuel tank in. Put the fuel pump. That's right. And now we're going to put the V8 muffler on. And then we're going to put the cross member in. There we go. Put the bigger bushings in. They need to go and hold everything into place. You know, can't have it. Alright, we got that done. We're going to do this side. Put these bigger ones in. Perfecto. Looking good. Looking good already. Alright, now we're going to put this together. And then we're also going to do this right now while I'm thinking of it. We're going to boop, get that out of the way. And put the rear knuckle housing in. And we're going to start back here. Middle bushing. Sway bar and length for the rear. Perfect. Lower rear arm. Oh yeah. There we go, man. There we go. And the spring cap. The spring. And now the rear shock absorber cap. Perfect. Put the upper arm on. Beautiful. Put the lower front arm on. And now we're going to put the shock in. Shock on, man. Uh-oh. Did I screw up? Yes, I did. Alright, we're going to have to hit the paint booth here. Alright, now we're going to put the front side arm on, I guess. That's what it's called. I have no idea what we're going to call it. Alright, put the bigger bushing in. There we go. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. But we got to hit that paint shop real quick here. Because we need to fix my screw up from earlier. I was originally going to do all the shocks and the struts. That color there that we were using. But I was like, just didn't look right, you know what I mean? And it wouldn't have balanced itself out, so. I figure it's been a minute since we did a vehicle with black as the main accessory color to it. Alright, now we're back under here. Let's put the exhaust pipe on, since we're here. There we go. Alright, fully tuned exhaust too, so she should crank up close to 500 horsepower. Which in actuality, it should be a little bit more than that. It should be almost, you know, use the right parts, it should probably be close to 1,000. If I had to guess, I don't know, I'm not a TJZ fan at all. Well, I mean, it's not that I'm not a fan, it's just I don't know them. Alright, now we're going to put these wheels on. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, looky, looky. Looky, looky. Oh, yeah. Look at that. That's smoking. I like it. Glad I chose this color. I'm really glad. I figured I'd do something a little bit different. You know, I'm always doing reds and blacks and blues and, you know, let's change it up just a bit. Sure, there's still black on the car, but that's not the main color. The main color is peachy, yellowy, browny, orange color. Alright, rear shock absorber cap for this side. Boom, on. Perfect. Let's put the sway bar and length rear on. Perfect. Now let's put the upper arm on. Good, good. Alright, lower front arm. Perfect. Look at that. Just enough little bushings. Let's put the shock on. Shock off, shock on. Alright, now we're going to do this. Word of the wise, if you ever paint the part, don't put it on for a few minutes. A little bit longer than what I'm doing on here. You do that, you're going to make a mess. Alright. Alright, we got the wheel hub on. I'm going to put the wheel bearing in. Put the axle in. Perfect. Alrighty. Now we're going to put the rotor on to match the other side. I'm going to do this. And put this on. Perfect. Now we're going to put these wheels on, which I think looks really, really good on this car. I really do think so. Took me a minute there to figure out a combination of wheels for this thing. I'll tell you that much. Whew. There we go. There we go. And we're going to wait on that front exhaust pipe A. And that's how you can tell that this isn't just a naturally aspirated one that we put a turbo motor in, because you can always tell by the exhaust pipe. If it's not A and it's a B for this one, that means the car didn't come with the turbo motor. Alright, we got all that in now. I'm going to swing on over here to the front bushing. Also, before we forget, let's put this, the part that we don't have in, that's what we're going to put in now. Okay, just so you guys are aware. Now we're going to put this invisible part in. There we go, see? Told you it was invisible, we had to go get it. I screwed it up. Okay. I own it. Wait. Hello. Hello. A little close there. Alright, let's put the other tie rod in. Beautiful. Put the lower control arm on. Perfect. Looks dark up front, but it looks nice and light in the rear. It's weird. Let's put the shock spring assembly on. There we go. Put the sway bar and link A in. Alright. Beautiful. Put the wheel hub on. Okay. 3 bolts. We're on. Boom, boom, boom. All torque down. Alright, now we put the dust cap on. Perfect. Let's put the row down. The brake pad. Perfecto. Caliper. There we go. And put the wheel on. And I even went a little bit wider for the wheel. Although probably looking at it from this angle, you wouldn't be able to tell. Which is what you want. You want wide, but you don't want everybody to see that they're wide. Because nobody else can copy you. Ain't going to be your original design no more. Alright. Outer coil. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, let's put the coil on. Yeah. Alright. Sway bar and link A. You own. Alright. Lower control arm. Perfect. Alright, now we're done with that. Now we're going to put on the backing plate, dust shield, wheel hub, wheel bearing. There we go. Center cap again. Rotor next. Brake pad after that. And now it's the caliper. Perfect. Alright, I'm going to do this. I mean, that just looks good, doesn't it? Maybe I could have went a little bit smaller on the front wheels, but pretty close. Might sit a little higher in the front though, but you never know. Okay, since this is back down, let's do this. I think this is going to set off all the difference in the world. Oh yeah, look at that. Woo. And a little bit wide. A little wider than usual. That's okay. It's going to be a track car. That's what it's going to be. I'm actually going to put some time and effort into getting this one all ready for the track. So, see if we can't turn some fast laps at the racetrack there. You know what I mean? Now this one doesn't take an electric fan because, as you saw, we put the fan on the motor itself. It's the same fan for the 4-cylinder. It's weird, man. It really is. Alright, now we're going to put the Type A lid on. Perfect. I'm going to put these clips on, which are color matched to the other color. Beautiful. I'm pretty sure. I had this color originally just a slight bit darker. I was like, And I used the valve or the cam covers back there as a guesstimate of what it's actually going to look like. And well, I think it actually turned out pretty damn good, if I do say so myself. Alright, now we can put the module on. 6 little bolts. Alright, now we're waiting on. Oh, wait a minute here. I'm all screwed up. I'm going to put the fuse box on. Alright, we're going to put an A in. 3 B's. 4 C's. And a couple of fuses. I had to guess, I'm going to say 3 B's, 2 A's, and a C. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Alright, so I'm probably going to be an A. Nope, it's a B. What are you? You are a B. What about you? Hey, look at that, it's an A. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Look at that. Could have guessed that no better. 3 B's, 2 A's, and a C. Perfect. Alright. Now, let's go get this motor. Little light turbo ski engine it is. Alright, we're going to yank that off the stand. Swing back. Hey, look at that. I didn't hit the wall this time. Now we're going to put this in the car. Oh, yeah, look at that. Ooh, that looks all fancy-dancy. Ready to go racing by the looks of it. Let's put some fluid in it now. Good enough. Put some power steering fluid in it, which I'm going to have to guesstimate here. Right about there. Now I was off. I was off by a couple of plugs. And right about there. Good enough for me. Alright, that's 2. Here's number 3. Now, let me know what y'all think of this. I think it's looking so far pretty damn good myself. Tell me what y'all think about it, because I would actually drive this, to be honest. Made a little mess there. Gotta clean that up. Put some brake fluid in. And don't worry, this ain't the last time you've seen this car after this episode. It will be back. And we will be trying to put it on the test track there or something. Alright, look at that. Whew. I think it's goddamn perfect. Alright, we're going to move this back, get that out of the way. And put this back out of the way. Oh, wait. Where's my phone? I hear my phone. Where's my phone? Hello? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay, I'll be right out. Alright guys, give me a minute and I gotta go sell me a truck. Official like a referee whistle, it is sold. Not bad, 130 grand. Not too shabby. We're probably gonna put that money into our other truck we got out front there, the Ram 3500. Make it look all snazzy, you know what I mean? Know what I mean, jelly beans? There we go. Put the front exhaust pipe in. You see what I mean? Front exhaust section A. If it's not a non-turbo car, naturally aspirated edition, and you go and put this BU2T motor in it, well, that's the turbo numbers. So if you put that motor in here, it doesn't go in here, it'll be front exhaust section B. Just as a little FYI. Alright, I'll put drive shaft in. Good. Perfect. I need to put our battery in, and we should be good, actually. Where is it? Where's the battery go? Right here. Right here is where the battery goes. Alright, we're going to bring this over now to the test path. Set this all up. Take a little good look at it. I think that looks amazing. Wish I could lower it down just a smidge, but I don't need to run such big wheels on it, but, you know, it is what it is, right? Alright, front right. Alright, now I'm going to do this. Slide this to the left just a bit. Slide it. There we go. I'm going to do the right one. Slide it down. And slide her to the left. There we go. Perfect. I mean, look at that. Huh. Alright, now we got that ready. Let's bring it to the dyno machine. The dyno. That really does look good. I like that color. Whew. Can't wait to see it outside. Alright, well, 450, okay. We're going to leave that alone. Alright, let's see. 5, 9, 7.5. Oh, wrong one. Alright, there we go. Do this one. Perfect. 16% tuning. Alright. The following part is missing from the car, a rubber bushing. I think I figured out what the problem is. Did we get any other bushings? Yes, I did. Dang, I'm forgetting me out on the bushing king today. We got the rear one in on this side. Got the rear one in on this side. Alright, let's try this one again. Yes, I'd like to proceed. Alright, factory power. 281 horsepower, 6,000 RPM, and 313 pound-feet of torque at 3,700 RPM. I wonder what we got her up to now. Is it all ready? Let's check it out. It's down. Well, we made 511 horsepower at 6,100 RPM and 524 pound-feet of torque at 3,800 RPM, which is an increase of 230 horsepower or 82% and 211 pound-feet of torque or 68%. Our drag rating is B at 336 with slicks on. We're gonna beat up on the B class, that's for sure. All right. We're most definitely beating up on the B class. Let's see what this thing looks like in the sun. Woohoo! It's looking pretty snazzy. Snazzy, snazzy. I really do like it. Hope you all enjoyed it. Hope you all enjoy the car. If you're new to the channel, you enjoy what you're seeing, please hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Everybody who watches, hit the like button. Helps out the YouTube algorithm. And again, thank you all very much from the bottom of my heart for watching, for taking the time out of your busy day to watch the content that I create. I'm very, very grateful, very, very appreciative. And we will catch you all on the next episode. Bye, everyone.